Hi everyone, my name is Dan. I'm from NFTGo.io. We are a platform dedicated to providing analytics for the NFT space. We launched last year as a free and easy to use tool for everyday NFT traders to use. And to be honest, we look up to Nansen as the trailblazer for the analytics space. And we look towards SolanaFM for inspiration. And I'm not just saying that because I'm in Singapore and they're standing next to me. I want to also announce our next major feature release is going to be a marketplace aggregator, very similar to gem.xyz and genie.xyz. And we're going to be the only independent marketplace aggregator out there since those two companies just got acquired recently. A little bit about myself. I went to Stanford for undergraduate studies. I've been in Silicon Valley working on Web2 startups pretty much for my whole career. I guess my first foray into the blockchain or crypto space was actually through this website called Magic the Gathering Online Exchange, MTGOX, also pronounced Mt. Gox. And at that time, me and my friends, we played Magic. It's like a tradable card game. We accumulated a bunch, and we used that site to buy and sell Magic cards. And then at some point, that site turned into a Bitcoin exchange. And we're like, OK, this is interesting. So we bought a bunch of Bitcoin for under $100. And then Mt. Gox got hacked. And so that's a quick story about how I had a lot of Bitcoin, and I no longer have a lot of Bitcoin. And I still don't have a lot of Bitcoin. And that's it.
You'll get it back soon, though, right? The claims are coming soon.
That's the goal. That's the plan.
OK, so I think a lot of us are probably pretty familiar with your platforms, but I think some may not be. So what are some important metrics or features you guys have built into your platforms, and how can users actually use it to identify opportunities in the crypto space?
Yeah, sure. When we started building NFTGo, our aim is to become the Bloomberg for NFTs. And the only way to do that is to provide as fast or as real-time data as possible to the end user. And because of that, we aim to not rely on any third-party APIs and to pull data directly from the blockchain. When we started building this, we saw that the NFT ecosystem was kind of fragmented. There were a lot of individual tools that had very specific niche, such as rarity scores or a drops page. And we thought, OK, the NFT journey shouldn't be this way. It's really impractical to use 5 different tools for your NFT journey. So we wanted to build like an all-in-one complete solution for NFTs. And so we asked ourselves, like, what do we like to use? OK, drops page, we're going to include that. Rarity score, we're going to include that. Tracking smart wallets, whales, we're going to include that. Pretty soon, we're going to allow you to purchase NFTs directly from our site. So it's a complete solution, and I think in the end, long term, that's going to beat out these niche vertical tools.
Cool. Then there it is.
So NFTGo is focused on NFTs, so we don't have much insight for DeFi and crypto. But I will say that NFTGo does have a really great research department, and we come out with articles all the time. And the team would look at notable events based off of charts and just correlation. So I can give you an example of one thing that was gleaned from this. Airdrops. You might think airdrops have nothing to do with NFT volatility, but that actually is not right. We noticed that every time an airdrop is announced, there's huge volatility. Pump and dump, actually. So let's say, for example, Yuga Labs announced they're going to do an airdrop. There's huge pumping in Yuga Lab assets because that's all priced in, even before the NFT is actually given out. And then noticeably, right after the airdrop is given, you see a dump. So there's huge up and down spikes every time an airdrop is announced or when a whitelist spot is given.
Okay.
I'll just echo what Alex and Nick just said. I think for users of Monero and Tornado Cash, privacy and anonymity is their topmost concern, and that's OK. But there's trade-offs for blockchains that obfuscate. And if you want to focus on other utilities of a blockchain, that's also completely fine. And like Alex said, if you're an NFT user, you kind of want the opposite. You kind of want to show off. It's like an ego-driven thing almost. And to be quite honest, the typical NFT holder, they're not doxed at all. And so I think the need to strike that balance between transparency and privacy, for the typical user, usually it doesn't matter all that much.
Your own avatar.
And to add on to that, Vitalik came out with this article kind of recently about soulbound tokens. If you guys haven't read it, yeah, I highly recommend you guys read it. If any of you guys have ever played any like RPGs, MMO RPGs like World of Warcraft, soulbound items are basically items that are attached to you for life. And so the concept is, if you have this like soulbound token, it's attached to you for life. For example, like your university degree is attached to you for life, and it's now part of your identity going forward. So I think that is a really cool concept of metaverse identity.
Okay, awesome. So now we're talking about ENS, right? So do you guys have any cool ENS names that you guys put on to? Just curious. Maybe then you laughed, so I guess you have some.
No, I laughed because someone bought like 0.000 dot, ETH for like $50,000 or whatever. It's really, really interesting ENS addresses. That's the only reason why I laughed. It's actually really, really cool.
Were you asking if we own any ENS names personally, or if we follow any ENS?
We own or follow, yeah, just curious.
I own Nansen.eth, which I'm very proud of. Yeah.
Both. I do look for like the details on threads and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. Then?
Our mindset towards research articles is very similar to Nick's. We realize that the NFT space is relatively new, and we will prosper if the NFT ecosystem grows as well. And so we realize that like there are so many scams, so many rug pulls that is kind of hindering adoption for NFTs. And so, for example, one article we came out with is how to connect your NFTs to your Ledger wallet, for example, to kind of secure it. I think that type of article would help the NFT space going forward. We also work with universities and learning institutions to kind of educate people about blockchain and NFTs from a young age, to kind of tell them about the pros and cons even of blockchain technology, because we really do believe in growing the NFT ecosystem. I can give you one example of what's going on for NFTs. It's a big problem, actually. It's called wash trading. If you guys don't know about wash trading, it's where one user would create multiple wallets and would connect it to an NFT trading platform, and they would buy and sell the same NFT back and forth multiple times, and they would control both the supply and the demand side, and basically artificially create a demand for this NFT. It would create huge pricing inaccuracies to their benefit, of course. And so we saw that as a huge problem in the NFT space, and so we dug into it and see how we could detect wash trading. And you can actually go on NFTGo and turn on detect wash trading, and it would filter out these transactions.
Oh boy, do you want to go first then?
Yeah, sure. I can take a stab for a little bit. I think maybe we can break it down into long-term versus short-term flipping. So okay, long-term, we saw that there's if you use our rarity score, or anybody's rarity score, Rarity Sniper, whoever it is, you will see that the rarer the NFT, long term, it's going to trade at 3x the floor price. Usually, I'm just generalizing. And then also with our, I guess, holder analytics, most blue chip NFTs, for the most part, they 60% of the time they hold these NFTs for 3 months or longer. So if you kind of look at are these NFT holders holding it long term, or are they flipping it? So look to see if they're actually believers of this NFT if you want to invest long term. For short term, I wouldn't look into rarity scores as much. I would look at maybe market sentiment, because if you look at the crypto and traditional stock market sentiment hugely influences these price fluctuations. So we have a market sentiment analysis every day. If it's bullish or if it's bearish, and you can kind of use that to quick flip your NFT.
Okay.
If the price of cryptocurrency is kind of going into a bear market, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of new users coming into the space. So just curious, what advice would you give someone who is relatively new in investing and trading cryptocurrencies, and what are some pro tips they can share to help them excel in the space?
Zero experience, right?
Zero experience, yeah, none.
Okay. Do you guys want to go first?
I would say look at where the money goes. Same thing with other types of investments. What are the smart money investing in? If you want to look at the stock market, what is Warren Buffett doing? He's the richest person in that particular field. For NFTGo, we have this feature called whale tracking, and it's basically wallets that have over $1 million in NFTs, and they're huge influencers in this space. So quick fact, there's about like 15,000 Ethereum wallet holders. 26%. There's 1.5 million wallets that have an NFT. Only 15,000 of them have more than $1 million in NFTs. Very small percentage, but they control 26% of the market cap, right? So that's a huge discrepancy. And so what we do is we would track what these whales are buying and selling, what they're minting, and use that as a starting point for your research. That's basically my best answer.
Okay, cool, thanks.
Yeah.
My first NFTs are like 60 crypto kitties. If you did not know what it is, you wouldn't have been in the space since 2018. Man, dude, how much money was gone, bro? It's dead, right? Is it dead?
I think it's pretty dead, yeah.
Yeah, it's dead.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my first NFT.
Oh, wow. So earlier in the segment, I talked about our next major release is going to be the marketplace trading aggregator. To kind of give you a little bit more info about that, is we're going to aggregate the price amongst all the different NFT marketplaces. OpenSea, you guys probably know, but there's also LooksRare, there's also X2Y2. And sometimes you don't always get the best price on OpenSea. You can maybe find the best price on these other marketplaces. So we'll show you, the lowest price. And also, if you buy, a bunch, our algorithm can also help you save on gas fees. So there's really no point in going directly to like OpenSea, for example. You can find always the lowest price on our site. That's coming out really, really soon, hopefully next month. And I also want to show this one NFT project that I think is really cool. It's a Singapore product, BBRC Ivy Boys. I think it's really, really cool. It's like really unique. Yeah, please check it out.
All right, okay, thank you guys so much. I think we come to the end of our discussion. And thank you guys all for being here today as well.
Right.